South Tongu Constituency. Please clap your hands for yourselves. You have done well. Fiaena Milo. Regional Chairman, our regional executives, our Director General for the TVET service, senior government officials, our MC here present, the constituency chairman and constituency executives, council of elders and council of patrons, electoral area coordinators, and polling station executives. On November 4th, we are going to elect the flag bearer for the MPP towards the 2024 election. What we are trying to do in the 2024 election for the MPP has never been done in Ghana before. We are going to break the 8th from December 2024. Because no party has broken the 8th before. Many people say it is not possible. But I say, by the grace of God, it is possible. It is possible. And that is why, when the party opened nominations for the flag bearer, I thought about it. I prayed about it. And then went to pick a form to contest for the flag bearership to break the 8 for the MPP. We were 10 of us who picked the forms to contest. And therefore, we had to go for 2 rounds of voting. First round of voting was the Special Delegates Conference, which was on August 26. We went for that vote, and God answered all your prayers, and we won an emphatic victory on August 26. The victory was nationwide. Greater Accra, Bawumia, Ashanti region, Bawumia, Western region, Bawumia, Central region, Bawumia, Eastern region, Bawumia, Oti region, Bawumia, Western North, Bawumia, Ahafu, Bawumia, Bono, Bawumia, Bono East, Bawumia, Upper East, Bawumia, Upper West, Bawumia, Savannah, Bawumia, Northern region, Bawumia, Northeast region, Bawumia, Volta Region. Volta Region was massive. I want to thank all the delegates of South Tongu for giving the direction to your chairman to come and vote. And I want to thank all of Volta Region for this massive support. So we are done with the first round. And now we are going to round 2 on the 4th of November. And God has done his thing again. He has given us the number 2 position for the round 2. And I am going to appeal to you that the prayers you said for me on August 26th, let's double those prayers for November 4th, and let us go and vote massively birthday for Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia on November 4th. You know, as many of you will recall, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo appointed me as his running mate in August 2008. At that time, that was my first entry into politics. I was working at the Bank of Ghana. It wasn't an easy decision to resign and enter politics. I took that decision to support the party. We didn't win in 2008, and so I had to look for a job. I went abroad to Oxford University, their economics department, which offered me some work to do. And I went there, I did some work, I wrote a book when I was there on the Ghanaian economy. That book basically put down the NPP record between 2001 and 2008 in the context of the management of the economy from independence to 2008. And the book showed that if you look at the performance of every government since independence, the NPP government of President Kufuor was one of the best governments that this country has produced. I was at Oxford when I got a job from the African Development Bank to go to Zimbabwe. I went to Zimbabwe as their resident representative there. It was a diplomatic position which was very well executed. But by 2012, I got a call from Nana Akufo-Addo that said I should come back home and we'll fight for the election of 2012. So I had to resign again from the African Development Bank and come back to Ghana. I came back, we fought the election, but the results didn't quite add up. Afarijan said NDC and Mahama had won. We looked at the data and said the election was stolen. So we went to the Supreme Court. You remember the Supreme Court? You and I were not there. We argued our case with our pink sheets. And at the end of the day, we thought quite rationally that we had made the case. And all of Ghana knew that we had won that 2012 election. But when the Supreme Court voted, they voted 5-4 against us. So we had to fight another day, and we prepared to fight the 2016 election. The 2016 campaign, I started that campaign very early. You all recall, I was giving lectures after lecture after lecture, region after region after region, campus after campus. I was putting pressure on the NDC. It came to a point when the NDC was a little annoyed with my lectures, and they told many campuses not to allow me to come in and give any lectures. I went to Dambai teacher training once, and I was told they wouldn't let me in. I said, why? I said, order from above. I said, is that right? They said, yes. So I stood outside and I called all the students to come out. They came out and I gave my lecture at the same time and left. 2016 also, I decided to change the dynamic of the campaign. You realize that in 2008 and 2012, the NDC campaign strategy was to attack Nana Akufo-Addo. They were insulting him, they were telling lies about him, they were doing propaganda about him. For 2008 and 2012, that was their strategy. So I decided that in 2016, I was also going to take on John Mahama directly. So you will all recall when I decided to lay out the facts about John Mahama. I told him, John Mahama, you are incompetent. Hey, he was angry. He was not happy at all. He said to me, you have never been president before. You cannot call me incompetent. I said, you are incompetent. Then he and I started shadow boxing each other. Then we were confronting each other all the way. And Nana Akufo-Addo came and passed the side and went and scored the goal, and we won the 2016 election. The 2016 election, we won it, boom, massively. Over 1 million votes. It's never happened in Ghana before. Difference in a presidential election of 1 million votes. At that time, it was clear to us that if it was not because of going to the Supreme Court, we wouldn't have won the 2016 election. The Supreme Court was what made us see all the ways the NDC was passing to steal the election. So we won 2016. And we won 2020 as well. And we have been in government for the last 6.5 years plus. What is clear to me, and what I want all of you to know, is that if you look at the work output of the MPP government over the last 6.5 years, notwithstanding the COVID pandemic, which slowed it down, and also the Ukraine and Russia war, both of which really led to massive increases in prices of oil and other products worldwide, and slowed down the economy, increase in depreciation, increase in debt, and all of that. Notwithstanding all those global challenges, we in the MPP have done more work, and we have achieved much more than the NDC did in the 8 years that they were in office. Much, much more. There is not even a comparison. If you look at the area of infrastructure, even though we still have more to do, we have done more roads, constructed more roads than any other government in the Fourth Republic. We've constructed more railway than any other government in the Fourth Republic. More airports than any other government. More interchanges than any other government. More factories than any other government. More public libraries than any other government. More classrooms than any other government. More hospitals than any other government. More TVET institutions than any other government. More equipment for the police than any other government. More equipment for the army than any other government. More equipment for the navy than any other government. More rural telephony sites than any other government. More court premises than any other government. So when you look at the area of infrastructure, this was the area the NDC thought they were very, very superior. We have reduced them, right? They said they were the infrastructure kings. We have reduced them to the infrastructure sub-chiefs. They are now the infrastructure sub-chiefs. They cannot compare. You move from infrastructure and you go to social intervention. You go into social intervention and you see that we have really, against all odds, cushioned our people. You see that we have restored nursing and teacher training allowances. You see that we have brought in measures to protect the national health insurance. Today, we have even added cancer treatment for children to the national health insurance, sickle cell, hydroxyurea medication, which is very expensive. We've added it to the national health insurance. We've brought in one constituency, one ambulance to revive the national health insurance service and the health service in general. And one of the things that we have done in health, which I will mention here as part of the social protection that we have done. If you look, one of the issues that we are looking at, you look at if you go to hospital, isn't it? You have to get your folder, a paper folder, isn't it? And they have to look for your folder, isn't it? If you are not lucky, they may not find your folder. Then you are in trouble. If they refer you from South Tongu to Kolebu, they have to give you your folder to take it all the way to Kolebu, isn't it? Today, to strengthen the National Health Service, we have networked all district hospitals, all regional hospitals, all teaching hospitals. In the next month or two, latest end of October, I think, we will launch this, which means that if they transfer you ask you to go to a doctor in Kolebu from South Tongu, you no longer need to carry a folder because the doctor in Kolebu will see all your data on his computer. If they transfer you to Kumasi, they will have all your data on their computer in Kumasi. If you are in Wa, they will have all your data. They will know all the medication you have been on and all of that. So we are strengthening the National Health Service. You look at free TVET, we've brought also free senior high school education. When COVID was there, we gave free water to all households in Ghana for a whole year. A whole year. It has never happened before. We gave free electricity for all lifeline consumers for a whole year. It has not happened before. And for the rest of us, we had a 50% reduction in the cost of electricity for a whole year. It has never happened before. Today, for the first time in history, cocoa farmers have now got a pension scheme. A pension scheme for cocoa farmers. And today, just last week, we have increased the cocoa price back to the highest level ever in the history of Ghana. And then we move there to the area of jobs. This is an area we don't talk enough about as a party. In the last 6 years, we have created 2.1 million jobs. The highest of any government since independence. No government has created that level of jobs. 1.2 million jobs in the public sector and 975,000 in the private sector. That is massive. No government. There is still more to do. But the NDC wasn't creating jobs. Their Dumso economy was creating unemployment. And so, we have a lot to say. You move away from infrastructure jobs and social interventions, and I come to digitalization. Digitalization. In the last 6.5 years, we have been repositioning our country to fully participate in the fourth industrial revolution. We are preparing Ghana for the future. The future of the global economy is the digital economy. If you are a country that doesn't digitalize, you are going to stay behind. And so we have begun earnestly the whole process of digitalization. We have issued Ghana cards. Now, this has provided unique identity to Ghanaians. That is unique. Before, we didn't have a unique identity. Now the Ghana card is our unique identity. For example, only 4 million people have passports. 4 million. Today, 17 million people have been enrolled with the Ghana card. 17 million. And the Ghana card is going to save our people from a lot of bureaucracy. Before, if you didn't have a tax identification number, you have to go to the GRA to apply for it. If you didn't have a SNIT number, you go to SNIT and apply for it. If you didn't have a national insurance card number, you go to National Health Insurance and apply for it. But today, because we have integrated the databases of the NIA, the GRA, and SNIT, today, your Ghana card number is the same as your TIN number, is the same as your SNIT number, is the same as your National Health Insurance number. You don't need to go and apply. Today, if you are a student and you have a Ghana card, you can have a loan without a guarantor. Today, one of the benefits of the Ghana card. Before, if you wanted to open a bank account, you have to go to the bank. You have to fill a form. You even have to draw where your house is for them to come there, isn't it? You have to provide references. And then you go through the process. Today, because of digitalization, you no longer need to go through any long process to open a bank account. All you need is the USSD code for any bank which opens accounts. You enter the USSD code, they will ask you for your Ghana card number, you put it in, and that is it. Your account is open. That is it. It's very, very, very simple for anybody in Ghana now to have a bank account. If you don't have a bank account, it means you don't want one. But as long as you have a Ghana card ID, you can get a bank account without stepping anywhere near the bank. Kogulu. Today, we have also brought in the digital address system. Now you don't have to be given addresses like pass the Cocoa Cellar and turn right and the Kinky Cellar, the Blue House. No. Now just give me your digital address and I'll drive to your house or your office. And Ghana is about the third country in the whole world with a digital address system. The whole world. One of the things that I forgot to tell you about the Ghana card is that we have registered the Ghana card with the International Civil Aviation Organization in Canada. The Ghana card went through all their approval processes. And this means that if you travel abroad today and your passport gets lost, you can take the Ghana card and board a plane and come back to Ghana. Today, you heard a few weeks ago that some people drove a car from Accra all the way to London. Did you hear about it? Yes, they told us that from Ghana to Mauritania, just before they crossed into Europe, they didn't use their passport. They used the Ghana card to go through every country. So that tells you the power of the Ghana card. In addition to the Ghana card and the digital address, we've also introduced mobile money interoperability. This means that before, you couldn't send money from Vodafone to MTN or to Airtel Tigo. Today, you can send money from Vodafone to MTN or to Airtel Tigo. Everything is now interoperable. Secondly, it used to be the case when someone remitted you money from abroad, you have to go to Western Union to stand in line to get the money, isn't it? Today, when they send you money, it comes directly onto your mobile phone. Today, you can take money from your mobile account and put it into your bank account. From your bank account and put it into your mobile account. Ghana is the first and the only country